Some say that good food equals good health. And with over a century of experience in providing good food and medical support to local seniors, Life Care Alliance has a lot to say about the subject. Today, I'm having lunch with the president and CEO of Life Care Alliance, Chuck Gehring, to learn more about this organization's long history of community service. Oh, that looks great. I'm going to have that salad.
Good.
How about you?
Yes, I'm getting the daily taco special today.
Oh, Taco Tuesday.
Yes, Taco Tuesday.
All right, this is really nice. Tell me again where we are. Thank you.
Charlene, this is Carrie's Cafe at our Life Care Alliance building on 670 Harmon Avenue on the west side. And we serve between 150 and 300 seniors and medically challenged individuals a day in here, plus anybody from the public like you.
This is so nice. I didn't expect a real restaurant.
Yes, it is, because we want our clientele to get something a little nicer once in a while, so it's nicer for the clients to come, be able to socialize in addition to just having meals on wheels in their home.
This looks delicious. I can't wait to dig into it.
Good, me neither.
Let's go. I was amazed to find out what a long history this organization has in the community.
Well, we started in 1898. Catherine Nelson Black, who went by Carrie, hence Carrie's Cafe, and a couple of her friends took trains to Chicago and Philadelphia to look at a new concept called a district nursing office. And there were no health departments in those days. In fact, we were the health department in Central Ohio till 1950. But they went and said, we need to have a district nursing office here in Columbus in order to service people with health issues in their own home, keep them in their own home, and out of the hospital. Because the hospitals in 1898, they were full, and people were going there for a cold. So we were trying to help them with things in their home that could be handled in the home.
What were the conditions like back then? How were people living, and why were so many people getting sick?
The conditions were not as good as you can imagine. The sanitation was not as good. Milk wasn't being pasteurized like it is today. Food wasn't kept under temperature control like we do today. So there were a lot of issues in the community, and there just weren't a lot of ways to fix them. So our nurses would go out from house to house and actually service people who were in need. They didn't know how to deal with certain diseases, for example, tuberculosis, which was rampant in those days, what you did about that. And people just weren't educated, and they just didn't have access to health care. Let's face facts.
Seeing the pictures of women who are nursing, nurses taking care of babies, taking care of old people, that's really admirable, but that was not the general practice of the day. Things were segregated, immigrants were looked down on, people were forced to live in the worst parts of the city, and yet these women went into those very homes.
Yes, we've done a lot of study on this, and I can tell you the African American population was really sequestered kind of in 3 streets on the west side. Well, obviously, the conditions were not quite as good as some other parts of town, the wealthier parts of town, and they didn't have access to the health care and the other opportunities other people did. So that's what our group was trying to do, was give them the opportunity for all the new immigrants who were flooding into the United States and Columbus, Ohio at that time.
Did they work with the settlement houses?
Absolutely. The settlement houses would get people in town, get them going, might have a food pantry for them, and then our group would provide the nursing services, the teaching, the training, the health care that they needed, and between everybody's efforts, they survived and thrived.
Baby camp. What was that?
Well, the Columbus Baby Camp was founded back in 1908 because the infant mortality rate at that time was 150 deaths per thousand, 15%. And what it was really the first daycare. It was not an orphanage. And people would either drop their baby off in the morning, pick it up at night, or they'd drop the baby off on Monday morning and pick it up Saturday night, because people used to work 6 days a week in the breweries and in the buggy works and in the other manufacturing facilities and things like that. They would make sure they got plenty of fresh air, quality milk, which was a key thing that not everybody had. And we ended up closing the Columbus Baby Camp in 1932 because they had lowered that infant mortality rate from 150 deaths per thousand to 5 deaths per thousand.
They were incredibly successful.
Very successful by doing very basic things.
Are there any stories that stood out to you?
The city used to flood a lot. And in 1904 and 1906, the city flooded. My predecessor was actually put in charge of all relief efforts for the city, including police and fire. And we go up now to 1913, and it was a horrendous flood in 1913. Again, we were in charge of all relief efforts. Many houses on the west side were simply swept away in the floods. So people did not have a place to live. The schools were shut down. They didn't have food. It was really rebuilding a lot of the community, especially on the west side in the Franklinton area.
So how did people pay for these services?
Well, for the most of our history, most of the services are provided at no charge. They are provided to people who are most in need, oftentimes poor, although anybody today can have our services. And in those days, too, in 1898, anybody could have the services. They would just ask the wealthier people to help pay for them. And in the First Minutes book, I want to tell you, Catherine Nelson Black was quoted in that book as she founded us to take care of those nobody else pays any attention to. And that was very true back then, and it's still true today.
But it did not remain the IDNA.
Around 1950, the government said we're supposed to have a government health department. So they broke off what is traditional now, the health department, and we kept doing what we were doing. About 45 years ago, the Older Americans Act came in under President Johnson, and that said that if we could keep seniors and medically challenged individuals independent and in their own home, we save tremendous amount of tax dollars. So that started the Meals on Wheels program, and we were the second city in the country to take on the Meals on Wheels program. And today, we're the largest independent charity provider of Meals on Wheels in the United States. We've taken on the Columbus Cancer Clinic that Carrie also founded. We've taken on Project Open Hand as a merger partner, which is the big AIDS nutrition program in town. Last year, we took clients from 40 counties.
Oh my goodness, I'm just so impressed with that, and with my lunch. Thank you so much, Chuck. This has been terrific.
Thank you for coming, Charlene.